Hello and welcome to, I believe it's week 5 of Chillax. This is the obviously superior league, or the most superior league that I've ever built. So congrats.
It's the only league he's not rage quit from.
Yes, that's exactly right. You'll notice that my co-host has got a lot more attractive this week, but a lot less skilled at Blood Bowl. So thank you very much, Magik.
But I've also got much more skilled at sacrificing goats to Nuffle.
That's true. That is true. But yeah, thank you very much, Magik or Vajdik. What was it? I swear we're calling you Vajdik like half a year.
I'd completely forgot about Vajdik.
I remembered it in the car. I was out grabbing a coffee and I was like, didn't we used to call him Vajdik? Anyway. That'll stick now. But yeah, thank you.
Family friendly show this.
Yeah. Although I don't think there's anyone under 25 that knows about Blood Bowl, so I think we're probably okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that is the one thing before we get started. When I started streaming other games, it became very, very apparent that the user base around Blood Bowl is very unique in like video gaming, because most people are like 25 up. Whereas if you go and start streaming other stuff, it's like you forget that there are actual 14-year-olds alive. Well, you probably don't. You're a teacher, but
yeah, I'm gonna say I'm a teacher. I see them kind of regularly.
But yeah, anyway, so we'll get started. We'll have a look at the I guess the results from last week. We normally do the picks and predictions. We'll keep doing that. Me and Matt ended up like 4-4 points wise this week, but we'll look into that a little bit more. So first up, we had basically a non-played game here, unfortunately. So this is between myself and Crespo. Unfortunately, I was free at the start of the week, he was free at the end of the week, and we just couldn't get it to match up. So
these things happen.
We actually did. We went through that court system thing, so we tried that out this week as well, which I thought was a pretty cool process. So basically, Crazy and Uber looked over all the comms and stuff like that, and we deemed it a draw, which I think is probably fair. And to be honest, it's not like I was going to win anyway, so I'll quite happily take the draw there. Next up, we had Sirius versus Deaton. Again, this one didn't take place as well. So
this is an exciting roundup, guys.
Yeah, I know.
Here's another game that didn't happen.
Yeah, here's another game that didn't get played. There's some outside of Blood Bowl stuff going on, so one of the coaches wasn't available on Discord, so we found that the one that was awarded the win there. Again, it went through the court and voting system, and yeah, it was quite cool. It's nice. It's a nice process to see. On that, guys, if you are struggling to reach out to, if you are struggling to get a response from your opponent, let us know. Let's just let's put in a rule though. Just message us like once a day. And then, maybe just keep us updated once a day. We don't need like 35 messages every single day. Like, no. That seems like I'm going to go. I'm not. Do appreciate that people are trying to get their games played, but there's only so much like we can do. It's I can't drive to their houses, so just let us know once a day.
What? Bloody hell, I thought you were a good league commissioner. I guess not.
Yeah, I'll drive to their house and physically assault them for not being available to play a Blood Bowl match. I said physically, not sexually.
Oh dear.
Otherwise, you're going to start dropping games left, right, and centre if that's on the table.
Yes, I'm moving swiftly on.
So then we got to a game that actually did get played. So that was yourself versus Uber Spoons. So do you want to take us through that?
Yeah, it was a bit of a cagey first half. It was like Uber. He's a good coach, and he was obviously he was on offense, but he set up really well. It was really hard to even get like one hit on him a turn. Like he was just like everything was hidden behind the Tomb Guardians, and then it just became a bit of a waiting game. Then the dice started to go my way. We managed to sack him, got the ball. We made a decision to score on turn 7 because I didn't feel we could stall it, and then we got a blitz.
Oh, nice!
So we got a blitz at the end of turn 8, which just allowed. It just meant that we could put pressure on, and I think he failed a block, and he didn't have any re-rolls left, and the ball was left in his backfield on the ground, and I think it was I think I had like a 3+, 2+ to pick it up and score. So we went in 2-0.
Oh my
god! And then the second half. Yeah. So 2-0 on his drive, and I was feeling pretty good. Then the second half, like there was. He kind of came full tilt trying to score, dropped the ball because he's Kemry, and we picked it up and went and got the third. So we got a load of SPP, which was really nice. But it was a bit of a dicey one, to be fair. It definitely went my way.
I don't know who I predicted. I probably predicted him to annoy you.
Your words were that you thought his mighty blow would Kaz out most of my players.
Yeah, and that didn't happen.
And my regens would fail. Looking at the stats, he got 1 Kaz. And,
you don't sound bitter about my prediction either, so that's good. It's nice to know that you've not taken it personally.
What was really nice was I think regen worked 100% for both of us that game. So
I've
no attrition.
Jinxed him really by predicting you and saying that you'd fail so badly. So I've got a plan for this week. Iron, you might be in luck here. No,
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so that was it. So that was an interesting game, but
don't get me wrong. Not shocked that you won, but the 3-0 I was quite shocked at because
I think it was a bit. It was the blitz at the end of the second half, at the end of the first half that we went in 2-0, which against Kemry, you're not losing that, are you?
No, that's true.
So it allowed me just to play a little bit loose and push on for a third. So we did. So we leveled second level on a wolf, which is all nice.
Oh, nice. What did you get? What have you taken? Oh, you've not taken it yet, have you?
It'll be a standard block, to be fair. We didn't roll anything fancy, so we'll just take 2 block wolves and
fair play.
Go from that. But wolves don't need it. Wolves can work with like blodge, sidestep, tackle.
Wolves are fine, even if they never were allowed to skill up. To be fair,
true. Block definitely. Block. They can be fragile though. They do get hit a lot if you're not careful. So shall we move on before I take up all the time talking about my team?
Okay, I guess we could. It's just I know everyone loves hearing about Necro so much. So
you love Necro. I know because they're such a difficult team to play.
They are.
They're so slow. Like the flesh golems and the zombies are so slow.
Would you say that Necro are hard to play and that you're not a tryhard?
I think they're if you play them well, I think they are a very good team. But I think if you don't play them well, you can get caught out because like half your team is effectively rubbish, and if you everything gets away from everything else, you're a bit stuck. So you have to think they're not simple to play, but they are. Yeah, they're pretty good, aren't
they? Can you imagine how hard they'd be if you didn't have the wolves?
Oh, here we go. So basically, what Mayhems is doing here, for those that don't know, is he's chosen to play undead, and he's jealous that he doesn't have wolves. So it's like, oh my god, like you're such a tryhard because my team isn't as good as your team.
To be honest, that's literally it, because I was going to run Necro, and then like 2 people put Necro teams in, and I'm like, well, if a fucking quarter of the league is Necro, it's not that fun for everyone else, so I was like, I'll go the next best thing. Turns out Undead are not quite the next best.
No, I could have told you that. Oh, well.
Hey, we will move on now. We will move on.
Speaking of Undead.
Yeah, so Lebat, what the fuck happened there? 3-0 against the Lizards. Yeah,
I think if I'm not mistaken, that Lizard team is pretty beaten up. I think he was missing 2 Sauruses.
Yeah, so the mistake that I've seen Mr. Ben make this season, which he's not made in prior ones, is he's not got a team full of Mighty Blow Saurus, because he does pretty fucking well when he's got that set up. Like, he was nearly in playoffs last time, I remember, because he was just cazzing everything. It was like an ogre team that was reliable. Yeah. It was crazy, but I think he's just had a rough start to the season. And, like Undead, when they do start to get some skills, there is a lot of potential there. They're not as broken as, like, an out-of-the-box Necro team.
If you look at the Lebat's team, it's he's got an Edge 4 Ghoul
Oh,
And
that's
he scored 3 touchdowns on his Edge 4 goal. Because
Okay.
let's be fair, when you're down a couple of Saurus, you ain't getting
Does it have block?
what the goal.
Yeah.
It didn't. It probably does now.
Yeah, Edge for Blodge would be a fucking pain in the ass. So yeah, that was another really big win for Lee. And to be honest, I got a draw with him at the start of the season, and I was like, I've not played Lee before, and I couldn't work out if like I should have won or he should have won, because it was one of those really like weird games. And now, seeing his results after we've played, I'm like, maybe a draw was a good result, because he smashed like a couple of people in a row now.
Yeah.
So I thought perhaps got pretty lucky. Yeah, and then, wow, okay. Yeah, the fucking Wambulance came out for this one, didn't it? 4-0. So congrats to Crazy for, for smashing Joey 4-0. That's the biggest loss. Just not to compound this or anything, but the biggest loss in Chillax history. An elf versus elf game. It was so hard, in fact, that for just mercy purposes, those elves have been removed and retired from the league, and will be replaced by a new team this week. We'll get into that a little bit more, but rest in peace.
Well, I think looking at it, the Dark Elves smashed the Pro Elves there. 6 cars, 1 death.
Yeah.
But that's all off 12 armor breaks.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. Well, depends how you look at it.
Actually, looking at it, 36 blocks, 12 armor breaks, 6 cars and 1 death. That's pretty insane.
Yeah. That almost reminds me of my Dark Elf run in Death on the Pitch, where I had 3 deaths in the first game. And then I had 2 more deaths in the following game as well. And luckily they were all positionals. So it was just like, wow. But
you did get a 6-month break for that, though, didn't you? You did have a 6-month break after that.
I finished the season. I did actually finish the season with those guys, and then I took Orcs the next season, and that's what killed it for me, because I was like, this is so fucking boring. I think I was like 8-1 with the Orcs, and I was going to go into playoffs, and I was like, I just can't do it. I'm so bored in these matches. I was like, just take me out of the running, and that's when I ended up taking my break. So I did stick out the Dark Elves, which I'm surprised at, actually. But, for some reason I did. And I managed to pick up a win. Beat Rydog's Halflings. But yeah, managed to pick up a win on that. But yeah, so joking aside, best of luck to Joe in the future. Obviously, we're sad you're not going to be around anymore. But, we've all been on the end of fistings week after week. And, I don't know. He's probably a new elf player.
I don't. Yeah, I think he might. I don't know what he used to play, but yeah, I think he was. I think I played him game 1, and I think he was very keen to take fights.
Yeah,
and it's like Pro Elves, but they're armor 7.
He's a decent player. Like I've watched him play in other leagues. Like in Tiki, he's won Tiki League with fucking what is it? The Slan Kislev. He's won it with Kislev before, so he's a very good coach. Yeah. I think it's just one of those seasons where he's just had. It's 4 weeks in. He's had 4 bad games in a row, or 3 bad games. He had 1 recovery game, and when you run an armor 7, there is always the potential that this can happen. So, to be honest, I'm not upset with him for leaving, but I kind of understand it. But
yeah,
it's what it is, right? You got to enjoy what you're doing. If you're not. Chip off. Next up, we've got Tin Town Raps versus the Onion Flaps. Now, this is Gridbugs, Skaven versus Big Floors, Ogres. So I did predict, I think, a 4-0 here. So I got a 4-0 prediction right. It was just on the wrong game. And he picks up a 2-0 there. So I did think the Skaven would probably beat them.
Yeah.
Because it's just a hard game for Ogres. I think
the Ogres look like they've been a bit unlucky, actually. Look at the stats.
So they're a bit unlucky. They're still at the bloody top of the league, I think.
Well, 41 blocks, 12 armor breaks, and all he got out of the back of that with Mighty Blow is 4 KOs.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
So, like, you would have expected to take down a couple of rats. If you don't take rats down, they're just going to run all over you, aren't they? Let's be fair.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and then final game, big win for Jazz there, 2-1 against Battlehawks Ogres as well. So good recovery game after I diced him last week. So yeah, pretty happy for him.
And he's got his tree back.
He had it for our game.
Did he?
He lost it game 1 and he had it back by game 3.
Wow.
Yeah, that's total bullshit. But yeah, either way, basically the tree ended up spending an entire game punching one zombie over and over again. But yeah. Right, let's look at the leaderboard. So we've... Oh, fuck.
Who's top? Can I see your screen? I can't see your screen. It's too small. Who's that at the top?
Vake. So Deaton is first. Oh, you're joint. So I guess we could say you're joint second as well. I guess. So yeah, we've got 3 undefeated teams. So Magik and Deaton at the top there. So congrats to both of you guys. Lee still undefeated. 2 wins, 2 draws in at 3rd place. Really good job, dude. And his team value shot up as well. So yeah, I'm interested to look at his team shortly. You've got Big Floor Pie in at 4th with his ogres. Again, really good effort so far, mate. Well done. Gridbug shortly behind him at 5th with a record of 2 wins, 2 losses. To be honest, like I'll say this, I wasn't a huge fan of like the way that Grid had started his team. Like it seemed like a really odd build for Skaven, but he's made it work quite well. Yeah. So maybe it's just something that I'm not very good at. So well done there, dude. Another undefeated coach now, Crespo, 1 win, 3 draws. That's a good record, especially considering for the amount of time that he's been playing for as well. So he's doing really well there. Well done, mate. I think he got very lucky on the random SPP give out from the the draw. So I think he actually ended up getting 2 skill ups from that, which is pretty fucking brutal for whoever he plays next. Then we got Jazz. Really happy to see this because he had a horrid start to the season. Literally turned 0, lost a tree. So yeah, really. I
assume it was a rock.
Yeah, it turned 0 rock, straight killed the tree. So come back at 2-2, really good result there from him as well. So well done, Jazz. Iron, you'd think on a tier 1 he'd be much higher, but we'll let him off. He's got the same record as an undead coach, so it's not too bad. But I guess I'm joint 8th. Let's put it that way. I'll take that. I'll sneak an extra position there. But yeah, me and Iron in at 1 win, 2 draws, 1 loss. Could be much worse. Like I said, it's a long season, so as long as you're not piling up losses too much early on, there's still a chance you can reach the playoffs. I'd like to think I win the next couple of rounds and then record's looking better, but you never know. Thing is, I've got ogres back to back. And that could be a godsend in that I might get loads of SPP and a couple of wins, or I might get high rolled and I might not have a team left after that.
Yeah.
So
ogres can be scary, can't they? They really can.
They always are. And if they're scary now, wait till you play them in the new edition. Because they are considerably... I've played against a few ogre teams now. They are considerably better. When you think that they can have 17 players now... They can have chainsaws and stuff like that. Not part of the starting roster, but because their liners are so cheap, they can get loads of inducements. The amount of damage they can put out is just crazy. Then we've got, I'm quite shocked, in 10th, Uber Spoons had such a good start to the season. He got past the gauntlet of the two ogre teams. And with ogres, right, I think they're the scariest week 1, and then they get progressively easier to deal with as you build up your skills. So getting ogres week 1 and 2 is a really rough draw. So he was able to get through that well, and then he's had a couple of rough games since then. So yeah, I'm shocked Uber's down there. I thought he would probably be 4th or 5th.
So he's played. Yeah, his last two teams have been like me and Lee Bat. So I think he's had a tough run um in those games as well. So
Yeah.
you would think he will start to pick up some wins going forward from here.
Yeah,
Definitely.
fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm not sure what team value Khemri are really good at. It's definitely not low. Maybe it's super high. So they might come online really late on in the season. Bear in mind, we've not got a load of Clawpon teams. So you're not
Yeah.
going to have that issue. So Khemri might do really well. Maybe when we start hitting week 8 or 9, they might reach a stage where they're just horrible to deal with. Which should be about when I run into them.
Look, I love the way that you can build up your excuses in advance.
Yeah. Mate, I'm a project manager for a living. I have to be able to foresee things like this and mitigate any responsibility on myself. So yeah, and then we've got Crazy and Mr. Ben in a joint 11th. So big win for Crazy. Glad to see him get off the mark. Now he's had 3, to be honest, shitty dice games. He is a very good coach. Again, I've seen him win leagues. I've seen him get to playoffs and stuff like that quite regularly.
Dark elves with a few skills on as well. You get the blodge blitzers, this like blodge sidestep blitzers are so hard to deal with.
Yeah, I think his team's in a good shape as well. So even though he had a lot of losses, I think he was getting a lot of SPP. So we'll have a look at that in a minute. But yeah, I think he's got a nice team balance now. So I'm a bit worried about that.
He's got a good team. Jesus.
Yeah. Then we've got Clockwork. So Clockwork is our new coach taking over Joey. So he actually takes over his record. So he's already got a win and a draw on the board without even playing the game. So well done, dude. He will be bringing in goblins. Hey, that's better than some people have done with goblins in a league. 1 win, 1 draw. And that wasn't aimed at you. That wasn't aimed at you. But yeah, he's already surpassed my expectations for goblins.
He'll be worried. He'll be happy that there's no dwarves though, because like dwarves will rip goblins to pieces, won't they?
Well, once the dwarves have got a bit of mighty blow and stuff, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But week 1, I think that it's probably advantage goblins.
For those that don't know, Mayhem's recently lost his opening game with.
Did not lose. People keep saying this.
Did you? Oh, you got 2 dead players.
I smashed the first half, and then the second half just got diced. I think you can just easily say that. No, I got stretched too well.
Yeah.
I got stretched a bit too much. I overcommitted, turned the ball over, and then there was a really good play from Big Floor to basically kill my fucking runner, and the ball double bounced out, and I think it went into his hand or into a place where he could just 3-up pick it up. And once I'd committed all those players, there was I couldn't catch up. I did make about 15 dodges though, and actually I said couldn't catch up. I hit the ball like 3 times, and I was making like 3-4 up dodges to do it. So I got like a fair share of good dice afterwards. I think if I'd broken armor on the ball carrier when I was knocking him down, it would have been okay. But hey ho, that's different. That's a different league. And then at the bottom, holding up the entire league, we've got Battlehawk. He's like, do you know what? I'm so sick of being in these finals. I'm going to go for the bottom end this time and see what it's like. And he's doing a great job of that.
Oh, wow. So look at his team. That's fun.
Okay, so we will go into matchups and predictions this week. I'm not going to do play of the week. The reason why, it took me an hour to set up all the clips, and we didn't get a single vote, so it's not a great return on my time investment. So we'll look.
I didn't know there was a vote for.
It's all right. If you'd listened to anything more than just your segments, you would have heard. You must go along the video. You're like, where's the magic bit? Where's the magic bit? Where's the magic bit? Oh, say my fucking name again. Say my name again.
I just want to know how much shit you're giving me, basically.
Not too much. Not too much. I think you'll enjoy this week anyway. So, first up, we got the Cripsburg Steelers versus the Onion Flaps. So let's take a look at the Flaps first. See what condition they're in. So they're 1-1-1. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ogres. Shit ton of Noblars, but he's down 1, so he's only got 15 players for this match. I think that might be an issue.
I think he's going to struggle.
Do you think
he's only got 2 rerolls as well?
15 players. 15 players.
I think that Warg course, the AV bust ogre.
Yeah. That's getting targeted very early on.
Yeah, that is going to get targeted. Like with having the 2, he's playing you, isn't he?
Yeah. So I will have Mighty Blow that I can set up a 2 dice with fairly.
I suppose you have the AV Busters mummy as well. So
yeah, but the benefit is I've almost got the money to replace him, so he's almost like a throwaway piece for me these next couple of games. So I'm going to use him to absorb as many ogre hits as I can, and then next.
I think with the 2 mummies, like having the 2 strength 5 players, it takes away a little bit of his strength advantage.
Yeah.
And I think it puts you in a reasonable spot if you can deal with his Noblars, which you do have a tackle white, don't you?
Yeah, so I've got block tackle white. So the debate was, do I go Mighty Blow? In which case I only need to roll a 5, but I just thought you're probably going to break their armor anyway.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. So
I thought the tackle was a better option. Obviously, I've got ogres back to back, so I think like going into 2 games with, there's probably 20 dodged Noblars I've got to deal with over the next 32 turns. I thought going into that with no tackle would probably be a fairly poor idea.
I think as well you've got the 2 ghouls and that blodge ghoul. I just don't think there's not very much he's got to deal with that.
Yeah, he's got diving tackle. But I'm going to hunt that piece down pretty early, if I can, and try and take that out.
If he can get the ball on an ogre, I think he's got the opportunity to pick up a score. But I can't see him scoring more than 1, to be honest.
I think I'd prefer it if he carried on an ogre. I think I'd prefer that because I could tie him down with zombies that don't mean a lot and then target the piece that I want. So to be honest, I'd rather him have it on a slow 1 in 6 failure to activate chance player. Bear in mind his cage can collapse at any point as well.
Especially considering he's only got 2 rerolls as well for like those boneheads, and you've got to kind of keep 1 for turn 8.
Yeah, that's true.
If you need a crucial, if you need the ogre to move, you need that reroll. So
I'll be honest, I always try and activate them turn 7, and if I activate and I can score, I just do it because how many times do you snake? I mean, I nearly got playoffs with ogres in the first season of this, and I always scored turn 7 if I could.
Yeah, you've got 5 ogres as well, so you're looking at maybe 1 bonehead a turn anyway.
I've got a couple of block zombies as well, which might come handy.
I'm going to call this as a 2-0 for you.
I'd like to win. Well, obviously, I think I can. The only thing that obviously I'm not confident about, there's a big coach difference between me and Big Floor. Like he's just a lot better than me. So
I think with the amount of block you've got for hitting the Noblars, remember when you hit a Noblar, it's 3 dice almost guaranteed.
True.
If you're hitting with block, it's very difficult not to knock them down. And with a tackle piece, well, I think you'll remove a lot of Noblars. And then
he's got so many on the bench though, so that's the thing. I could remove 5 in the first half, and he's still at his.
I think that the thing is though, if you get rid of them early, they're out for the drive.
Yeah, true.
And then if you're left with just like 5 ogres and 1 Noblar, it's really difficult. Even if they all come back, you deal with them in the second half. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've got zombies that I can to be honest, they don't matter. So I can literally just walk them into the ogres if I don't want the ogre doing anything that turn.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. I would literally just use the zombies as right. you can hit him, but that means you ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, and there's a chance he won in nines, and
Yeah,
a few of my zombies have got blocked, so we win that as well. So I'd
yeah,
like to think I can win. I don't want to be arrogant or like overconfident on this one because I know Big Four's very good. So we'll see. But yeah, I'll predict to win on that as well. Because I think if I go in there with the mindset that I'm going to lose, I probably will. So I'll pick myself as well on that one. Next up, we got High Times in P-Town versus the Hogwarts. So elves versus elves. Let's check out P-Town first.
Oh.
Still got that fucking
It's a wood elf team, isn't it? It's low player count.
1080. Yeah, I mean he's gonna have one loner, but it's not the end of the world.
That's for that TV he's got quite a lot of skills. So he's got his kick and he's got kick and then 3 movement 8 players.
Yeah, he's also got strip ball as well.
Yeah,
on the dancer, he's got a wrestle catcher as well. So he's got a lot of tools for getting the ball free. I don't think I like a tree on wood elves. What are your thoughts, especially in this matchup, right? Against
I think the more bashy team you play against, the better they are.
Yeah,
because,
but against Undead, literally, I just gave him a zombie all game. So it was like a 40k trade for a 120k player, and he's traded nothing that game.
Yeah, but they can soak up some damage though. To be fair,
I don't think I hit it. I literally don't think I punched it. I was literally just standing up.
I genuinely just tend to ignore them.
Yeah.
But then you look. Its speed's going to be his key in this game.
Yeah.
It's his only advantage is that speed. But he's not that much faster. And if you take a look at Crazy Boar's team, it's actually a really scary looking Dark Elf team.
That's disgusting. He's gone the Mighty Blow route as well.
Yeah, but remember they're doubles.
Oh, okay. So he kind of has to take him there and then.
Yeah. Like Dark Elf blitzers only get normal and edge access.
Is this why I don't play elves? Because they can't take Mighty Blow?
Quite
that
possible.
Might be it. Yeah, I think.
They don't get Mighty Blow, so that's 2 doubles, which is fantastic. So he's got a blodge, and then two Mighty Blow, which is just gonna. He can literally just pick off elves at will.
Yeah, and it's AV7 as well.
Because most of those elves don't have dodge, I don't think.
No, they're mostly just liners.
Yeah, so the only one that's got dodge, so you've got the blodge war dancer and the dodge catcher, the dodge wrestle catcher, but the rest he can literally just mighty blow. If it's me, I'm just mighty blow punching the line elves until he's left with only a couple of players left.
So Crazy's got 160k in the bank here. If you're Crazy, do you buy another blitzer? Do you buy another reroll? I would personally go to 4 blitzers.
I would go for another blitzer. I like
you're giving up a load of TV anyway. So I'd rather have the bench.
Yeah, I want the 3rd reroll, but not at the expense of. I'd rather have a blitzer than a 3rd reroll.
Yeah, I agree.
Dark Elf blitzers are wonderful pieces. Move 7, armor 8, edge 4, strength 3, starting with block. They're so nice.
Yeah. What are they? Are they 100k? Or are they?
They're 100k base. So he only needs 40k as well to get his next reroll. So
he'd probably get that this game as well. It's a good chance.
Yeah, I think against the Wood Owls, he can really take an aggressive bash game to it. And the Wood Owls are going to try and dodge, but they're going to fall over because you will roll 1s. And, armor 7, when you fall over, you can remove yourself trying to dodge.
He did that a couple of times against me, actually.
I'm thinking here, I got to go Crazy Boars, and I'm thinking either 2-1 or maybe a 2-2. I'm thinking a 2-1 to Crazy Boars, if I'm honest.
I'm going to go more than that. So I think you're right. I think Crazy will win, but I'm going to say 3-2. because I think they're just going to be pinging it back and forwards.
Yeah, I could just see Jazz just keeping the ball away for a while.
Well, from memory of playing Jazz, he scores quick.
Right.
He scores really, really quick. I don't know if that's because I had pressure on him or not, but yeah, he went in like turn 2 or turn 3 against me.
If I have crazy balls, I'm ignoring the ball and just punching the crap out of elves because you're not going to stop them. If he wants to score, you ain't going to stop him. So just punch the elves, get rid of the low hanging fruit.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And stay away from the tree.
Nice.
So yeah, I'd definitely say I'm going to say 2-1, but I can definitely see your point on a higher scoring game.
Cool. So next up, we got the Striders versus yet to be defined. So this is Battlehawks. Battlehawks Ogres. Oh wow!
Look at that ogre! Look at that ogre!
This is not a nice team to play into. So he's got leader on a Noblar, which might be genius.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to get grief for this, but I'd have taken Dirty Player. But how many rerolls has he got?
2, so it takes him to 3, which is a nice number for Ogres.
Yeah,
I actually don't hate it, but yeah, I think Dirty Player is probably a good shout as well.
Just gives you that extra, that fouling piece that you don't care about.
So he's on 5 Ogres at the moment. It looks like he potentially can afford a 6-1 after this game. But Block Ogre's very nice. Piling on, I can see it, but I'd probably have taken guard.
Yeah, yes and no. I think it's an extra little bit.
Or break tackle.
Yeah. I think an early break tackle ogre is probably kind of vital to give you that threat.
Yeah, I've been doing it on Fumble. I've got break tackle on a Minotaur, and it is ridiculous because people don't factor it in when they're planning out their turn. A lot of people just forget about it. So he's going up against Mr. Ben's Lizards team. They're at 9-10 TV.
Is it a team?
Yeah, so he's got 1, 2, 3 skinks. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Saurus. 1 is out. It's a perm. It's a minus movement. He also has 2 minus strength Sauruses. Yeah. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, what do you do with this team?
I think you pull a Joey. Like I don't know what you.
It's one of those where you're almost. It's almost non-functioning as a team because, at most he's going to have 4 strength 4 players.
Hats off to Ben, right? Because he's not complained once.
No,
he's turned up to every single bloody game, and this team is smashed. And me and the admins are talking about, because it's a long league, we're talking about solutions for this.
Well, I mean, we're happy to suggest it off stream, but
please do.
I know something that I did last season when a coach had they had 4 deaths in it was like a necro team that had lost 2 wolves and a ghoul and a
and then you're like, actually they're a bad person because they play necros, so they can just do all the shit.
So what we actually did was we actually let them restart the team. Same build as they started with.
Yeah.
And obviously it puts them behind because they've got no SPP, but it actually reset them to a team that was playable.
Yeah, I actually I'll take that to the admins today because I think Ben's in a rough spot here. Yeah, we were playing around with the idea because obviously this is an eternal league and we want to keep it fluffy and we want to keep it fun as well. We were talking about potentially being able to withdraw a team and submitting your next season's team midway through. But again, you'll have the same problem. We've not thought it through yet, so guys, don't take this as God's gospel. You'll have the problem is you put them into a league with teams that have got loads of skill ups and stuff like that, but you'll get inducements.
And I think if you do it at this time in the season as well, it's people have got a slight advantage.
We were thinking about doing it halfway at the halfway mark, so maybe game 6 or 7. Just saying,
so
if you want to swip it.
Giving everybody the option. That's an interesting one. But yeah, I wouldn't want to play that team.
it's an eternal one, right? So we want to make sure that people, when they're starting, it's about finding that balance. This is something that I've always struggled with leagues, is when you have eternal leagues or, you know, multi-season leagues or however you want to do it, how do you make it fair for the new coaches coming in?
Yeah,
and then
it's
also, how do you make it fair for the coaches that have put in those games as well? So this way, I was thinking maybe at least the coaches that aren't changing team, right, it's annoying that someone's getting to reset, but it means that your next game against them, they've got no skills, so you can beat the crap out of their new team. So, I don't know. You know, if you look at like how Blood Bowl is and all the fluff around there, it's supposed to be like a bunch of like wandering teams that have got like, you know, scummy head coaches. So it wouldn't be out of like the fluff for a head coach to fire his whole team and just hire a bunch of rookies. That would kind of play into the fluff of Blood Bowl. But I'll think it through a bit more. But just a thought.
Yeah, it's again, going back to the actual game. Like, yeah, the skinks can cause issues, but like he's got that diving tackle Noblar, which can put some pressure on.
He ain't got much, has he?
Like if you had like 4 strength, if you didn't have the 2 strength busts, then you've got some options. Yeah. But like, what does a strength bust Saurus do? It can't pick up the ball. I mean, it's literally just a
LOS fodder, isn't it? So
it's literally just put them to be punched.
So you put them either side of the Crocs on the line, so they are strength 4 for that. But you could do anything with that. And you use them to take hits that you don't want your normal. I was going to say your good Saurus, but I mean the basic 0 SPP Sauruses. He might find, you know, he needs, looking at this team, he needs maybe 6 games to get back to a team that is worth 1,000 TV.
Yeah.
Unless he gets very lucky and gets a ton of skill ups. The only thing he's got on that team that's worth anything is the Crocs. And all this, and he's got an Apotho as well. So God knows what else would have happened.
Someone's been making leather handbags, haven't they?
It's rough, but well done, mate, for sticking that out and not whinging about it, because a lot of coaches, trust me, a lot of coaches would. I'm going to predict the ogres on that. Actually, never thought I'd predict ogres over lizards, but that team's just fucked, and it's about to get hit by a lot of mighty blow for a long time.
Yeah. There's still partly there's something in my head though that says this is going to end up as a 1-1. That like one of them skinks is just going to like jink through and just get through. I'm actually going to call it. My head says 1-1. I'm going to go with 1-1. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to say 1-1 on that because, like I said, I think a skink's going to get in there and pick up a score, and I think the ogres will struggle to get 2 still.
Yeah, it's hard to score 2 ogres
because they're ogres.
I'm going to say 1-0, and I'm going to say that the only reason it's 1-0 is because Battlehawk gets so into the blood fury of stamping on Sauruses that he forgets that there's a ball, and then he'll score like turn 15 or something random like that.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the Tin Town Rats versus Feeling Your Mummy. So let's take a look at the Rats first. So I've not been critical, but I've been observant that this isn't a starting roster of Skaven that I would have gone with. He started with the double thrower, but it seems to be working really well. So we've got 2 rerolls, 10k in the bank, so we just bought something. 1, 2, 3, 4 gut runners, a wrestle, and a block one, so that's pretty nice. 2 tackles storm vermin, which again, pretty nice. I would probably put Mighty Blow on one of those, but 2 tackle ones is good.
Yeah, I think Gridbook's very, very much. He's always, every time I've seen him, he's always gone tackle really early. I think he was quite new-ish. I mean, he's played a lot of games these days, but I think he's only started playing the game in the last few months, and I think he's very much, I need my tackle to deal with any dodge.
Yeah, it's a smart way of doing it. He's not a Mighty Blow hungry yet, and he's got a Rat Ogre as well, Mr. Tibbles. Nice. So not nice looking team. It's developing well. And who was he against again? Sorry, it was Feeling.
He's against Uber Spoons.
So
let's feel it.
Yeah.
Feeling your mummy. I wonder if like the toss is going to be really crucial on this game.
Yeah.
Like I think if I'm Uber Spoons, I want to win, and actually I'm tempted to say go offense and just go with the mentality of I want to. Oh, maybe not. Just he's just got to look to remove rats. He's just got to hit rat.
Score turn 8 and punch as many
Yeah.
Skaven as he can.
Throw those. Get those Tomb Guardians next to line rats. Get your hits in. I mean, he does have the strip ball. That strip ball blitz route will be really useful this game.
Yeah. If he can get... The problem is it's getting it near the ball, though.
Yeah,
Because he's
yeah,
got
but I think
4 gut runners that can just screen off, can't they?
yeah, I think he'll keep it in the backfield though, that he can sort of have it there as an option.
And then there's something I always forget. Khemri have got a lot of armor 7.
Yeah, yeah.
They've got a lot of armor 7, so there could be a ton of removals there. Did you take out many of his players when you played him? I know they've got thick skull and they've got reach.
I think I took 3 or 4 down. The regen was 100%. So he didn't lose any. So I got 3 CAS and 3 KO off the back of 39 blocks in our game.
Okay, not bad.
So yeah. I think I got a couple of Tomb Guardians out. I just think Uber is a really good coach, and he's not going to give up very much space
Yeah.
to like when if he's got the ball. I don't think the rats are getting that ball.
Yeah.
I think he will protect it really well, and I think Gridbug might just go in a little bit too hard on him. I think there's, no offense to Gridbug, but I think there is a coaching differential with Uber Spoons.
Yeah, I mean, Uber's been playing like 20 years, hasn't he?
Yeah,
So he's...
and I think he'll be good enough to do. Like, I think Gridbug has to just sit back and not get punched. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah.
But I know, like from when I played Uber Spoons last week, like trying to find a 2 dice block was almost impossible.
Yeah.
Even with the strength 4, I just couldn't find 2 dice blocks.
If I'm Gridberg, I'm looking for... Let's say I kick first. I'm trying to secure that kick. So kicking deep. He doesn't have kick on his team yet. I'd suggest he picks that up. Kicking really deep. Hoping for a failed pickup from the Khemri because they don't have a lot of rerolls. Although he's got 3 now, to be fair. But yeah, hoping for that failed pickup. And then just blitzing down the side with my gutter runners. If he gets it into that core group of his Tomb Guardians and the Blitzrars flanking, I probably just let him walk in.
I can see Uber taking a bribe here as well.
Is there enough TV difference?
As it stands, it's 90k difference between the two teams.
Oh yeah. So spend 10 and then grab it. Yeah. I would definitely do that.
I think he's potentially, or if he's actually, I don't think. No, you don't take a bribe here. You take a dirty player Skelly.
Yeah.
Because that's 90k, so it's 10k cheaper, and it's got dirty player, and when he's sent off, but it was a free play. He's already got a bench as it is. I'm taking a dirty player Skelly here.
Yeah, you could lose that guy and keep fouling because you've still got bench as well. So yeah, no, that's.
I think that's what I'd be looking to do, and just go on the theory of, again, you can't chase the rats around. So just if they've got the ball, go and hit what you can, and try and do some damage.
Yeah, definitely.
And then force him into score. What's
your prediction?
I think I'm thinking 1-0 Uber Spoons.
I'm
1-0.
I'm gonna say 1-1 because I think the Skaven will score because they're Skaven. I think it's too easy not to score. Well, sorry, it's too difficult to not score on Skaven. It's just literally like click. So I think if he can make 2 ups in a turn, he scores. But yeah, I think he's going to have a horrid time getting the ball back. Maybe, if the Rat Ogre plays well, and manages to take out one of those Tomb Guardians, it might sway the game a little, but then you're probably going to lose your Rat Ogre shortly after that.
Yeah, especially because there's 2 Mighty Blow mummies as well, or Tomb Guardians.
Yeah. So I'm going to say 1-1 there. Next up, we've got Deaton and Is it Clockwork Liquid?
Yeah.
Right? Yes. Liquid, remembered that. So let's look at Liquid's team first. It's an 8-10 Goblin team. I forget how much you can get on Goblins for 8-10. So he's got 2 rerolls. He's got no Apotho. Ton of normal ones. He's got the Looney Chainsaw. He's got the Fanatic Ball and Chain. He's not bothered with any of the other things. And I say that he's not got a Pogo, which I actually really like on Goblins. To be fair, I like the Pogo, and he's not got the Bomber.
I'm not a huge fan of the Pogo myself.
I like the extra movement, but it is only 1. But yeah, I do like the extra movement. Bomber, what are your thoughts on Bombers? Because I'm starting to come round to them. I never used.
This is my genuine opinion on Bombers. They are a bad idea, but they are so much fun.
Yeah.
They're just. They can also dig you out of a hole. They're just a massive swing piece.
Yeah.
Like they can. I've played with them where like the bomb has cost me the game. And then I've also had it where a bomb has won me a game.
Yeah.
They either blow up in your face, do nothing, or take out half a team.
Yeah.
Or, players run through, you can lob a bomb after them. You want to make a hole in a line, throw a bomb at it. I think you've got to play quite aggressively with them. I think, safe moves first goes out the window if you're using a bomber, because actually to get the best value, you want to do it early because you want, in the same way it's a wizard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a wizard. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so you wouldn't use a wizard at the end of the turn. You use your wizard at the start. So throw it in there, or you just throw it at the end to do that. So I like bombers personally.
Well, Clockwork doesn't like them. He's not grabbed one, but yeah, interesting.
He'll have inducements, I'm sure.
Not a couple of hundred. So he's 8-10 and Deaton is 10-60.
He's gone level 2 on his stadium, which suggests he's going to get something, possibly Nuffle's Altar.
Yeah.
After the game.
Well, that'd be dangerous.
But I think, I know the way Vake plays. Vake is very aggressive.
Yeah.
Like, he is in your face.
He's got a dodge on an Earth. Ulf, sorry.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I might have gone Mighty Blow and just to generate more SPP, but
I suppose you go. It makes him blodge at some point.
Yeah, which is nice. He's got guard on his Yeti, which I'll be honest, I probably would have gone Mighty Blow. Why don't I say Mighty Blow a lot? But yeah,
Berserker, Mighty Blow, Berserker with Frenzy is going to take down some goblins. He's going to get all up in the goblins' face. He's got a tackle lineman, which I quite like. I was thinking I've got a level on my Norse team, and I was trying to figure out what to take. And I don't want to take Dirty Player because I don't have a bench. So I'm actually thinking a tackle piece.
Yeah,
is fairly reasonable.
Yeah, it's not a bad looking team either, is it?
It's hard to see, but again, as a Goblin coach, I would like seeing armor like a team with armor 7 because I've got a chainsaw.
Yeah, I was going to say the chainsaw's going to cut through that. Even just random troll blocks every now and again are just going to pop one of those players. I tried to run Norse in the CCL once, and the first team I split into was ogres, and my team was deleted about 4 turns.
Yeah, it will be. I think Norse are going to struggle against the swingier teams. Ogres are swingy. goblins are quite swingy, but those swings hurt bigger when you're all armor 7.
Yeah.
You know, because when that bomb hits and takes out 3, knocks 3 players down with mighty blow, that hurts. You know, when you get hit by a troll and everything's armor 7, that hurts because
Yeah,
you're getting.
he will get knockdowns with the trolls, and he's got 2 of them, so he will be ringing that bell a few times over the game. It's just how well Deaton can survive it, because he doesn't have bench, so he might find himself outnumbered as well, depending on removal rates and things. And then that's not to say that we might not get a star player from the goblins. They might go.
Yeah, I think you'll see bribes, and you'll see, you might see the extra ball and chain.
Yeah, extra ball and chain would be horrible to deal with. I mean, can they take Glart? Oh, no, Glart's the claw piece, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'd need to go and check what inducements goblins can get now. It's been a long time since I played them.
You've got you've got a move for mighty blow, chain, ball and chain. You've got a chainsaw, which is possibly blodge.
Yeah, that's such a good piece.
Yeah, you've got Bomber Dribble Snot, who's brilliant. I love Bomber Dribble Snot because he's accurate, so he gets +1 on his throws. Then you've got Ripper.
Ripper, I think, will be a bit too expensive.
Yeah, Ripper. I don't think Ripper's needed in this matchup. Then you've also got Scrapper Sawhead, who's the extra Pogo. Which you can throw. He can actually throw that pogo stick.
Did not know that.
Because he has the right stuff, so you can actually throw that. Yeah, I've seen Monty do it, where it's called Project Javelin, where he's got Scrapper and he just throws Scrapper all over the place. I think Clockwork needs to take some star players because he'll need the bench. He's got 13 players, but at the end of the first half, he's down to 11.
Yeah.
So any attrition, I think I'm gonna go 2-0 Vake. I think, despite everything we've said, I think the freshness, the block and the tackle on Vake's team, the mighty blow on Vake's team, is just going to do too much damage to the goblins.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to pick Vakers again. I've not seen Clockwork play, so no offense, dude. I need to see like how you play him and stuff like that. But I think Norse, like just running into a team full of block with some mighty blow with some tackle is pretty rough on goblins. So and Deaton's a good coach, so I think Norse will probably pick up the win.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
Next up, we've got the Rotting Deadskins. So that's Lee versus Crespo, the Skanks and Sore Asses. So these are both undefeated teams. Let's look first at the Skanks. 1080, 90k in the bank.
He's missing a Saurus, isn't he?
Yeah, I'd imagine. Yeah, I imagine he would just replace that.
Yeah, he'll have a new Saurus, which will put him on 1160.
Oh no, he's got 6 Saurus. Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Oh no, yeah. So, yeah. It's probably another skink, isn't it?
Yeah. But he's got a block Saurus, Mighty Blow Saurus, guard on his Crocs, so he's starting to get some of the core skills in.
He's got a nice bit of strength.
Sidestep on a skink as well will be annoying. And what's he running into? He's got 2 rerolls.
Lee Bat, isn't it?
Lee Bat. So this guy.
If I remember, this team was looking scary.
Yeah. I mean, all the SVPs pretty much on one player.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so he's got a pass.
Oh, this is. Yeah, I like in the grand scheme of things, that's like why are you taking pass on a goal? But when you've got an edge for goal, you can.
Yeah.
You've got so much movement there, haven't you? You've got 7 squares of movement, and then it's a 1 in 9 pass and a 2+ catch to get you an extra 3 squares of movement. So, like in theory, with a 1 in 9 and a 2+, you've got 17 squares of movement there.
Yeah, I think it's a nice little throw and catch combo. It obviously worked very well last week. I like Lee's chances in this
Yeah.
purely because of the amount of he's got way more players. He's got more block. He's got more mighty blow. Oh, no, he's got the same amount of mighty blow. But I think that maybe the diving tackle. Did he take diving tackle? I don't think he did.
No, I don't think he did.
That
He's got.
that edge 4 goal is just going to be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, it's going to be so hard because he's going to need 3 skink. He's going to need all. He's going to need 3 skinks to get a.
He needs to find some way of getting his Croxagore based with that, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to do it.
Even so,
then,
it's still only a 1. It's still only a 3+ dodge away, isn't it?
Yeah, with dodge.
Yeah, it's better. It's useful, but it's just back to being a normal ghoul at that point. So.
And you're not guaranteed if you blitz it with the Crocs. You're not guaranteed to win that
But
because he's got block.
On the flip side, if something hits that goal,
Yeah.
Lee Bat's possibly in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because nothing else really has skills, and his whole team is built around those 2 ghouls. So if he loses the good one, so if I'm Crespo and I get that edge 4 on the ground, I don't care if it's with a Saurus. I'm probably going to foul that.
Yeah,
because I think if you get it off the pitch, it's a very, very different team. Then maybe the attack doesn't work as well. I'll be wondering to see how Lee plays it as well. Does he have it on the field when he's defending, or does he keep it back and then just bring it out for his offense?
I play with that. I think it's such a good piece.
I wouldn't play with that on defense. I would literally just have that sat in the reserve box.
Just the option to on defense, you should be able to dictate whether or not anything can hit it. Like you could just keep it out of the fight, but then you've got an edge 4 blodge piece that if you need to get in somewhere and get a ball or get a block, you can do. It's useful on offense because it's strength 3 block. It can dart through a tackle zone to get in. So I just think it's too valuable to put on the bench.
No, I know exactly what you mean. But this is usually how I end up losing pieces like that. I have them on defense. I try and go for a turnover, and then it just gets hit by something that I wasn't really planning. Because I think when you go for turnovers, you're less cautious about where you're putting your players. You're just focused on ball recovery and not perhaps protecting things. But I think as it stands, I think Lee wins that. I think.
Yeah, I'm with you. What are we thinking? 2-1.
Yeah, I think Crespo scores. I think 2-1 is probably fair. I could see a 1-1. And especially if the goal gets taken out. But I think 2-1 is probably a safe bet.
Yeah, I'm thinking 2-1.
And then I guess finally,
it's best till last, saving the Necro.
Yeah. So let's have a look at irons first. Where are they?
Bottom left on the front page.
Right. So he's got one. He's got 2 skill ups. So he's got block on a zombie and dodge on a wolf.
Yeah. Team wise, I think my team's going to be looking better.
He's got two subs. He's got 180k in the bank as well.
He'll have a 3rd reroll.
Yeah.
He'll be like me. I'm the same. I've got 170 in the bank. I'll have a 3rd reroll.
The way he plays, he needs the rerolls as well. So
I'm really not looking forward to this one because I think Iron owes me a beating. Like genuinely, I think he owes me a beating, and I just have this feeling it's going to come in this game.
Yeah, but you've got, bear in mind, you've got another 2 skills on here as well. I'm assuming you've already rolled those. I'm not going to ask you what they are, but
we'll throw it. We're playing in about an hour's time, so it's not the end of the world. But it's block on the werewolf and it's block on the flesh golem.
So that But mirror matches are horrific if you're lower TV. And lower T, like, maybe if you're lower TV by like 150k and you can do something with the inducements, it's not too bad. But like maybe 20k, 30k behind is a bit annoying because, like you say, you're gonna have just a few skills on key players that he doesn't. So the fact that you've got 2 block wolves to a dodge wolf is pretty big.
I've also got a ghoul.
Yeah, you've got a ghoul.
And it's a sure hands ghoul, so I'm gonna have sure hands and 3 rerolls.
Mighty Blow White, block Flesh Golem, so he's losing those heads up, probably losing the heads up anyway. So yeah, I think this is a pretty open and shut one. No disrespect, Iron. But I think
it's hard to call your own games, isn't it?
I'm gonna say 4-0.
Wow, Jesus, no pressure there.
I think you're just gonna. I think you're gonna outcoach him, and I think you've got a better team. No offense, Iron.
Yeah, I'm actually. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a boring 1-1 where he scores on his drive, I score on my drive, and that's it. That's just genuinely where I feel it's gonna have gone. But I don't know. Like you said, team. When you look at the teams, different. So what's the? There's not going to be very much in
it's 20k team difference so far. Obviously, you've got another 40 to come.
Yeah,
so 60k. So
he's not really. Yeah, unless he goes for a ghoul, unless he buys a ghoul. If he buys a ghoul,
or he could be really fucking smart here. Go in as the underdog with 108 because he's an underdog. It's 150 with an extra 30k in cash on that. So he could go into this as an underdog, get your 50k as well. So that's 230, and you could probably pick up a star player for that, and that might be.
I suppose the question is how much is Cheney. I think.
Look, let me check Fumble.
In a 14 team league, I think scumming your money on winning one game is a bad idea.
I think that response there shows that Magik is terrified.
Oh no, I think if he wants
him picking up Cheney.
If he wants to win the game, then he should scum. And if he can pick up Cheney, scum Cheney. I mean, if he wants to win the game, I think that levels out the team. That probably puts him. Well, it probably levels out the teams. But
he'd have to fire a zombie. He'd have to fire a zombie to get Cheney.
And if he takes that route, he's spent 180k just to win one game. So next game he won't have a reroll or he won't have a ghoul.
Doesn't need it though. He's Necro, tier 1.
So I think you've got to say, right, this is a game I'm going to try and win. Yeah, spend a little bit, but that spending a reroll you can have every game. He can either have a star player for one game or a reroll for every game.
Yeah, but he potentially beat Magik or Vag.
If I am that big a scalp that he feels beating me is such a big deal.
I fucking set you up for that, didn't I? You're like it is an achievement.
I'm not saying that it is. I don't think it is a massive. I win games, but I don't think I'm a brilliant coach. I'm a good coach, but
no. No one's saying that. No one's saying you're a brilliant coach. Don't worry.
I don't think it's like I beat Magik and brilliant. It's I'm not easy to beat, but
I would probably scum if I was in his position because I think I've lost 40 on the trot now. So I think I probably will.
I don't know. I can't remember some of them because I was pretty drunk at the time.
Don't remember that. But yeah, I would at this point. Definitely gold.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of like I think I've beaten him in every game we've played. Whether that's through dicings or what. I don't know.
What does he want? 180k in pretend money, or to snap the streak? And I would say snap the streak. yeah.
But if that's what he does, that's what he does. If he beats us, he beats us.
What is your plan? What is your thoughts? Are your thoughts on overspend from the underdog?
Um, because we can all do it, and I will do it if I'm allowed to do it. Because it's a level playing field. But I think it's a little unfair because it's a bug in the game, isn't it? It's a bug in the way that it works.
Yeah.
Like if you overspend, if you scum, your opponent is supposed to get that in advance, aren't they?
Yeah, so I think what there needs to be is a cap on it, but the problem is it can be useless. Like if your cap takes you 10k short of getting something, then you're fucked.
But if your scum takes you 10k short, it's the same thing. I think what they do in CCL in Chalice is it 40k.
Something like that. Yeah.
So it's like it's not enough to get anything unless you've got a little bit of money. But it might just take you over, and that I don't mind. But like I say, against was it Vake?
Yeah. I mean, I've done it in a final. I've come in literally. I fired a player to be 10k under, and then I bought a wizard.
Yeah.
For a final.
Well, I think
no
like I say, against Fake, I think it was, and it didn't come into play in the end. But he was 10k. His team value was 10k less than mine, and he came into the game with a wizard.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I know you were joking about, he's built his team better but it wasn't. It was just he happened to be 10k under, and he had a wizard. So it's like he starts the game with an advantage. And the whole point of being able to get inducements is to level the playing field, not to give one team an advantage.
Yeah.
And I think that's it's annoying, and I think. I would definitely think about implementing something. I mean, I don't do it in Death on the Pitch, so I can't really say anything.
Yeah, if we did anything, it would be after this season, right? If we do anything around that.
Exactly. If everybody's allowed to do it, then it's a pain in the ass, but it's in the rules and it's a level playing field for everyone. So, fair play.
I'm probably going to be more motivated to do something about it with when Blood Bowl 3 is released, because from playing on Fumble, the inducements in the new edition are a lot more powerful, and it's actually better to go in as the underdog now and take the inducements because the stars are so much better value for money. I would actually prefer to be 200k down. All these like shitty spins you get in the CCL at the moment, people are going to be wanting those in the new edition because they'll be able to get what's he called, Varag for like 200k or 230k or something like that, and that player in itself in the new edition is ridiculous. So I think I'll be more motivated to fix.
That's one of the reasons why the CCL is rubbish, because that underdog can give you a massive advantage, and stuff. I think it's just a thing that wasn't implemented well and what have you. But I like to say, if Ian decides that's what he wants to do, he's entitled to do it, and I will probably bitch and moan about it on stream, but it's well within the rules and it's fair, and I'll have to deal with it. I can only play the team that is put out in front of me.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think you're gonna 4-0 him.
Oh God.
I'm not trying to add pressure or anything like that, but
I'm like stalling out till turn 8 and turn 16. Sod that.
What? Just so my prediction's wrong.
I'm literally gonna
that's point. That's point.
You know
shaving.
what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get to it's 3-0, turn 16, and I'm gonna end turn.
You can't point shave, mate. That's illegal. I watched a documentary last night on Netflix about it. It is illegal. If you've not watched that, I think it's called Bad Sport. Episode 1 is about point shaving in college basketball, and it was amazing. It was really, really good. Wow. So if you've got an hour free at any point, watch that. It's great. I don't even like basketball, but the whole thing around it was well put together.
Cool.
Anyway, chap, I need to get F1 starts in 15 minutes. So,
really?
So thank you very much, Magik, for jumping on. Really appreciate it.
And check out the VOD of the game against Sirius, because we're playing it in an hour's time. So chances are, by the time this goes up, we'll have already played.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Well, good luck with your game, everyone, this week. Again, thanks to Magik. Hopefully he's not top of the table when we come and sit down next week. But thanks everyone, and have a great day.
Good night, guys.